bringing the box in. Hey, we're gonna start this. If you're not, you already hit record. Come sit down.
Oh, you want me there? I thought you were
fucking
around.
You fuck. For those of you who say we say fuck too much on the podcast, I just want to get those out of the way in the front. This is the Completely Inappropriate Podcast, everybody. We have not had an in-house guest for a while, have we? When was the last time we had that? Do me a favor. Come up to me, bitch. Come right here next to my mouth. Because we're sharing a fucking mic right now. We are 3 for 5.
That's a little too gay.
We've killed. Says Polo. Polo, everybody, is in the building. Polo, say hello.
What's up, people?
What's in your ear? I thought it was a Bluetooth thing for a second.
It's called a piercing, bro.
No, yeah, I didn't realize. Is that a plug or is it just
It's a barbell. They call it an industrial.
Probably the only barbell you've ever lifted, huh?
Wow.
Fuck. So Polo, for those of you who have, real quick, you can find us at completelyinappropriatepodcast@gmail.com with any comments, questions, concerns. If you want to bitch about me or Frank or Polo, just bitch about him. It'll be a lot more fun for me. Polo, for you guys who don't follow the pod, was supposed to be me and my wife's officiant for our wedding renewal ceremony. That was supposed to happen, I think, next weekend. Yeah, it was supposed to happen next weekend. Unfortunately, that got postponed due to the COVID shutting everything down, or the government shutting everything down on behalf of the COVID, because of the COVID, whatever.
On behalf of.
Anyway, collegiate bastard over here. Remind everyone, what did you go to school for again? I love talking about this.
Bachelor's in English.
Alright, come up to the mic.
Come on.
Do we need to move the whole couch for you? Do you need a cushion? Thought you had enough, but here, throw that behind you. Frank, share.
Well, he doesn't want cushion.
Jesus Christ, we look like binary right now. We got a 010. Like, what is this binary code episode today? Hi, everybody. So, what the fuck are you doing here? I thought we were going to have Rob on to tell us about your blowjob story.
What is there to tell?
I don't know. You tell me. I haven't heard anything about it.
Two people were in the mood and shit happens.
Alright, say that again because Frank was banging at your mic. Like you were last
Two different people were in the mood. Shit happens. What do you want me to tell?
Oh, so it was anal.
Did not say that.
You said shit happens. There's no, unless you don't brush your teeth.
I mean,
don't know what to tell you.
You just literally said blowjob. All I'm saying is two people are in the mood. Shit happens.
Oh, that's a great thing to happen. So what, Frank? Since he's too shy to tell us, I know you already got a little bit of the skinny. Why don't you give us a rundown on what happened with the cockfest?
I'm fucking lost. What happened?
You don't know either?
No.
You're the one who told me that there was this whole special story that was going to come out.
The full story is pretty simple.
All right.
The Lyft driver was kind of hot. I made a comment to Rob.
Oh,
Rob
Lyft
may
driver.
have dropped the hint to the Lyft driver, and then shit happened. There's the story.
Did you or did you not have to pay for the Lyft?
Rob was the one paying for the Lyft, so I don't know. You'd have to ask him.
Awesome. So he bought you a prostitute, basically. You got good friends when they when they pick up a Lyft driver for you. Like, that's a real cheap prostitute, though. Because how much did that Lyft end up costing? Like $10?
I didn't ask, so.
Yeah, it's probably like a $10, $15 charge plus tip or with tip. Well, obviously extra tip. Oh my God, loose wires everywhere. We need to update this whole system. So what the fuck, Polo? You were supposed to come next week.
No one told me I was supposed to be here next week.
For the wedding? You knew the wedding was supposed to be next week.
I actually forgot.
Oh, awesome. Well, happy most people did as well. I'm happy. I started texting people like, hey, just so you know, the wedding's postponed for 8 months. Just to try and get it a little closer to our actual wedding anniversary. But most people were like, yeah, didn't know that. Thanks for letting me know. It's like a week out. I was like, I thought my wife had all that handled and shit, but apparently not. So why are you here? Let me reiterate. I've explained why you're not here. Obviously not to tell us your fantastic blowjob story.
That apparently you still got.
We got just the tip though, just like the fucking driver.
That's literally all that happened.
He wants details. It's like we're back in high school.
Yeah, like first off, how big was he? What color was it? Were there any distinguishing marks or characteristics? Did
he have a tattoo on his penis?
Did it have a funny taste? Did it come with a free condom or not? Did you have to any of these questions you feel like answering? You're looking at me like you're an
Did he
asshole.
have pineapple before?
Oh, we struck something here. Hold on, there's gold in this there telling me this story. What's going on? Is this
Decent size. I'll give you that much.
Okay.
Decent size. It wasn't.
I really hope my son's door is closed over there, by the way. Trying to be.
Did not taste funny.
Thank God.
So we have pineapple.
You know, some people just wash their dick, Frank. Jesus Christ. It's the only time he's ever heard his penis didn't taste funny was when he ate a pineapple, apparently.
The only disappointing. The problem is when you do cook beforehand, you really can't keep it up.
You or him?
Him.
I was going to say, well, I think we talked about it last time. So, you got yourself another drug. No wonder it was easy to get in his pants. He was a male on coke. So, almost as easy as a female on coke.
I mean, he approached. I wasn't going to say no.
That's some good times. That's some good times. Well, I'm proud of you. Happy for enjoying your evening. How'd you wake up this morning? A little aftertaste?
No aftertaste.
No after? That's good. You brush your teeth at least afterwards?
Yeah.
I don't believe you. I gotta ask you one last question though on a personal note before we move on to, I think you wanted to ask us questions and turn the tables on us. Did you have anything in mind? Or?
No. This is the last minute.
You're just fucking winging this.
Yeah.
You're really fucking useless. You are really fucking
Told
useless.
that all my life. Thank you.
I'm happy to continue the saga. So what the fuck is with your hair? Is that your natural hair color? I can't figure it out.
Nope.
You colored that?
Yeah.
What color is that?
It's supposed to be brown.
Shit brown?
Yeah. The same tone as your face.
But what happened to you? Why'd you go that color?
Felt like it.
Why don't you like shave it?
I don't know.
I mean the beard. What is that thing? You think that's a beard?
Hasn't been trimmed in a while.
You bitched about my beard the last time we had an episode
I did
with
not
you, so
bitch about your
I'm
beard.
sure you did. Frank to the tapes. I will pull it up. I will pull it up and pull it out. So don't start with me. Don't threaten me with a good time. Let me beat you to it, because you've only got so many lines. So Polo, tell me anything. Get me to stop talking, because I haven't yet.
But I enjoy the sound of your voice, so why should I?
I knew it. I knew it. He's just here for my cock, Frank.
Hey, you have a voice for fucking podcasting, I'm telling you.
No, I have the fucking no stop button that allows me to get through the fucking odd moments when you can't fucking spit a word out.
Okay.
Like that. So, Frank, why did you want Polo here?
Oh,
He's the only one that would come.
Apparently he's an Uber driver too.
Alright, one for Frank. Good job. Only took almost 100 episodes.
But what happened? No, because we're supposed to have him over for the fucking anniversary episode, but he got a promotion, which I don't think he wants to share.
Congratulations for...
Yay.
Wait, what? Okay, so did you come to share anything, or is everything going to be pulling teeth with you?
I'll eventually get out of my shell.
Oh my god.
Yeah, give him a minute, he's got to warm up, just like the
Do you,
Uber driver.
do you need a beer?
That would be great.
Would you like a beer?
Yes, why not?
Okay, I probably don't have anything you like. But we do have a special unboxing that we wanted to do here. And since you're here, you can help us. Maybe this will help lubricate the conversation on y'all's end.
Unlike the Uber driver.
He was lubricated enough.
So it comes with 2 coasters.
Yes, 2 coasters. He brought these over last time and we ended up
Not doing it.
not doing it. For reasons that we'll ignore right now. So they say, join the feast. Groenfell Meadery. Craft mead brewed in... Where's VT?
Vermont.
Vermont. Fucking fine, I've never been there. Hey, fuck you guys. I don't look at a map. I haven't looked at a map since I was in fucking high school. Even then, didn't really look at it. So yeah, join the feast, Greenfield Meadery. Craft mead brewed in Virginians. Virginians, VT.
Okay.
Yeah, so in Virginians. In Vermont, Havoc Mead, craft mead brewed in Vermont. Yeah, okay. Look, it actually spells out the word Vermont there on the other side. Could have figured that one out. That sounded like an asshole on the podcast.
Okay, for some reason, this shit comes with a little fucking recipe.
Yeah, we're not going to read that.
thing.
You're an asshole.
Apparently, you can do fucking cocktails with it. But
Hey,
this is
cocktail.
this is a meadery from Vermont that is apparently
You're good. It's sensitive.
that is apparently woman-owned and woman-operated.
I did not know that.
I didn't know that either until I looked it up.
Women always make things better.
Yeah. Okay. So which one should we try first?
Except
Original
for gay sex.
or oats?
Original or oats? Well, I'll let you guys decide
Okay.
that while I get the glasses.
So I just bumped it up. Okay. So this. Let's try this one first because it says original. But this is original mead called. It's not called. It's called Valkyrie's Choice. Are you gonna
Am I gonna what, Frank?
come all the way over here or should I scoot over?
I'm going back to where I was. Relax.
Yeah, but through which means?
Same way I left.
Okay. So you're gonna go that way.
Pay attention to the podcast, idiot. You're
I'm like, how do I open this? There.
Oh my god.
There, I opened
I
it.
can't leave the fucking microphone for 15 seconds without everything going to shit. Okay, so first up, what we're going to try is this Valkyrie's Choice. It's the original craft mead from Greenfell Meadery. Let's see what it says. Based on Viking-era ceremonial meads, Valkyrie's Choice is fermented completely dry and comes in at an outrageously drinkable 6.9%. For context, people, the Bud Light seltzers that I currently have in my refrigerator are only 5%. They do the job.
Oh, 5%.
Yeah, but 6.2 is decent.
Yeah, no, because isn't
5% is decent. That's
Yeah.
like malt liquor territory.
Mhm.
But yeah, this is better. Like a Valkyrie, this drink is simultaneously beautiful and powerful. A beverage worthy of honor and respect. Greenfell Meadery produces historically inspired craft meads from pure wildflower honey. Our drinks are meant for feasting, whether during high summer, midwinter, or every day. Grab some friends, grab a pint, and join the feast. 'Cause when you join the feast, you know you're a beast.
Yeah, that's the sound I wanted on the podcast.
Ooh. Yeah, we are not sponsored by them.
Yet.
We just like to try some fun stuff once in a while. Look at that pretty color. That is a pretty color.
But
Anybody want to describe what they're seeing right now?
yeah, it's
perfect pour.
Yeah, it looks like beer, but no, it's not beer. This is honey wine. It's not exactly mead because it's carbonated. Lightly
Fucking good, right?
carbonated.
It's almost like a bartender before.
I know.
Or drink a lot.
We'll go with the latter.
We'll go with yes. Alright, what are the notes we pick up, ladies and gentlemen?
Well, it
this
smells
is
like meat.
really stupid. This is terrible for an audio podcast. But it smells like fruity beer?
Like
yeah,
mead.
pretty much.
Like
That's what
beer,
it
like
smells
beer,
like.
beer with honey, right? 'Cause what was mead originally? Do you know
Honey
what
wine.
original mead was?
Originally, okay, mead was discovered, quote unquote, because some ancient fucking human saw a fucking dead tree, a trunk that was hollowed out that had fucking beehive in it. It was it had rainwater and it was fermented naturally, and yeah, the guy stuck his finger in it like some of us, then licked it and he's like, oh, this is pretty fucking good.
Well,
And that's mead.
let's be fair. They probably found it after watching some bears or other animals get into that fermented little honey pot, because it's been known that bears and other fauna will go get into berries that have also fermented and walk around drunk. It's oftentimes bears in the wild will end up getting drunk on berries, and you can see them stumbling around. Look it up on YouTube, man. It's fucking hilarious. Drunken animals is the best. So
Yeah, didn't Groenfell have another choice of mead that was a berry?
yeah, some sort of raspberry or
Cranberry. That's what it was,
Was
yeah.
it cranberry?
Yeah.
So what do you think, Polo?
Good.
What do you think of the flavor?
Already finished.
Does it compare to anything? Yeah, he finished it because he's a man. He was just listening to our dumbasses fucking talk. What else
I
is he
mean,
gonna do? He's got to put something in his mouth.
Like the Uber driver.
Sad fact, he didn't finish.
Oh, cocaine's a hell of a drug. So back to where we're at now. What do you think of it? What did it taste like to you? Can you compare it to anything?
Mild honey notes, which is fine. I'd rather have that than like overly sweet.
Very mild, but it's definitely there.
It's there.
Even the texture is almost a little bit like honey in your tea would kind of leave like
Yeah.
a very, very silky texture to it. As far as flavor goes, and the overall feel of it, it's not too far from this Bud Light Seltzer.
But this is even more awesome.
No, but it's definitely a beer though. Like it tastes like a very light beer. It's very good. It's good. It's decent.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd like it cold. I'm kind of happy that we tried it room temperature.
Yeah, because I'm trying it and I'm like, maybe this would taste better with some ice. I don't know. Maybe we should try one of them cocktail recipes.
Bump my cock in your tail. Don't get excited, Polo.
I'll try not to.
No, that's no fun. You can get excited. So, all right. So we've tried that one. Are we gonna try the other one? Or are we gonna wait a little bit? Are we gonna go on with
so we
some
can
conversation?
Converse,
You fucking idiots. God damn it.
If people say chat, I can say conversate.
People that say conversate and and use literally in a non-literal format is just infuriating to me. And I get it. Colloquially, we use it, and it's now recognized in the Webster's dictionary. Yeah, you know what? Well, the dictionary also, when you're just decided to fucking leave out gullible from the dictionary, just to fuck with people that year, when that joke would go around like, hey, you know gullible, the word gullible's not in the dictionary, and people went, nuh-uh, and go and look it up, and of course there's gullible, you gullible piece of shit. That's the joke, right? Apparently Webster's I don't remember if it was Webster's dictionary. What's the British one? I was hoping you'd know it, college boy, but I knew it was a waste of fucking college tuition. So, the British version, the not Encyclopedia Britannica, whatever. Who the fuck cares? No one really actually cares about this fucking news podcast anyway. The fuck am I trying to teach you people for? You'll never retain it.
You're talking about fucking, what's it called? Words. How certain words shouldn't fucking... Oh, and apparently my old staff sergeant who lives over in fucking Seattle posted about this on Facebook.
Staff sergeant!
Apparently the word, I don't know if it was just a meme or whatever, but the word irregardless is now officially a word.
Oh,
It's in
you
the
pieces
dictionary.
of shit. But it's a redundant... Polo.
What?
Help us make sense of this stuff, college boy.
Irregardless.
I don't know, how long have you been out of college and I'm calling you college boy?
It's
Like,
been a while.
10 years.
10 years.
how old are you?
33.
Oh my god, you're so old!
I am.
I just turned 31, I'm just fucking with you. Calm down now. Frank, how old are you again?
I think, I'm glad you brought it up, because I think I'm coming to peace with my fucking age.
Oh yeah? Which one?
Yeah. No, like my actual age, because I was thinking, there you go.
Keep talking, give me the
I
other
was,
beer.
I was thinking, it's not beer,
It's not beer, it's mead!
craft mead. What the fuck?
Yeah, you fucked everything up. Craft mead, so...
Old wafer.
So what's with original mead? Where did you? I know you honey whatever blah blah blah. What is your obsession? I don't understand this. So
It's
the
not
whole
an
reason.
obsession.
No, hold on. The whole reason you have an affinity towards this is it goes back to this whole Norse mythology thing that you love to talk about and think about and look into. So is it really getting that much in like this religion of what do you call it?
Asatru.
This Asatru religion. So what does that make you? Asatite?
Awesome.
Yeah, it's just so you can call yourself awesome, right? Finally an excuse.
We'll just stick with heathen.
Alright, so you're a heathen.
Yeah.
Hedonist? Is there a difference between heathen and
Yeah, the
heathenism?
heathenist is a sexual thing apparently, and then there's heathen, fucking pertaining not of Christian religion. But, no, it's like with Christians and wine, you know, to them wine is sacred, and then to us fucking meat is sacred in the same way. Like,
Wine isn't sacred to Catholics. That's not at all accurate. Wine is used as a sacrament, but at the point of consumption it is no longer considered wine, it is considered the actual blood of Christ.
Right.
Because Catholics believe in actual magic that transmogrifies one thing to another. You know, fuck science! So here, enjoy this. So this one...
This is oak
I have a feeling I'm gonna enjoy this one a little bit more. I feel like it's oh my god, it's naturally gluten free. Natural. Jesus, say naturally gluten for me.
Naturally gluten free, naturally gluten free, naturally gluten free.
I fucking hate you, you smart motherfucker. You know, I used to do that when I was a kid too. I don't remember. I have this one uncle.
Oh my god.
Oh.
This is fucking great.
Oh, we have some nice. Yeah? Do you concur, Polo?
I do.
Oh, okay. Let's see.
Try it. You gotta make some noise for the podcast. Now it tastes like mouthwash.
Yeah, I really should have brushed my back teeth. That didn't give it a good tincture. No, that tastes fantastic. I like this so much more. So everything that we were saying is in the Valkyrie choice. This is just me. We'll get to Polo and Frank right now, but everything in the Valkyrie's choice is basically enhanced in the Old Wayfarer, I think. I think it's very similar taste. Not as much honey, more of that oak, I think, but you still get the honey in there. And I think it's just a little sweeter, right? Just sweeter.
Yeah, it is more sweeter.
More sweet or sweeter. You
Sweeter.
dumb ass. I didn't go to college, people. What's wrong with you? You should do better. Be better. God damn it.
I refuse to try.
I'm so angry. I'm so angry. Who let him start drinking?
We did.
Mm.
Well, technically you, because you're the one that poured the drinks and brought the glass.
This is delicious.
It is.
Now,
I think I'm gonna
and
more than
no, I don't think that it would be better cold. I think this is genuinely delicious without
as is.
chilling. Yeah, it's very, very clean notes. Check this out, guys. Fucking groin
Groenfell-Mead.
feeling.
Groenfell-Mead.
Groin feel me. Groin feel me. Durr.
Yeah,
Sorry. Alright, just fucking around. God damn it, I don't know. Groenfell Midri, Old Wayfarer, and Valkyrie's Choice. These are fucking delicious. Old Wayfarer is definitely better to me. Frank, anything you want to say about this one?
Well, I said that the Valkyrie's Choice kind of tastes like it could use some fucking, like it'd go great with ice, but then whatever, that vacant spot of fucking flavor or aftertaste, whatever it is, fucking old Wayfarer fucking up and made up for it. Like it's I don't know. I guess like Valkyrie's Choice is whiskey, while Old Wayfarer is bourbon.
That was a really shitty thing to say because bourbon is a type of whiskey. You dumb motherfucker.
Yeah, and they're both mead.
What you meant to say is it's more like a Bud Light and a Budweiser. If you're looking for more flavor, well, what it really is sugar. Is what I think. You just get a lot more sweetness in the Old Wayfarer. But it's still not a lot of sweetness. It's still a very, very mild, silky flavor with no aftertaste virtually. That's that's what I like most about it. Is you don't get any of that burpy, fucking boozy aftertaste that you get from like light beers and shit. Because as Frank would like to point out, it's not a beer, it's a mead.
Yeah, craft mead.
Alright, so what the fuck are we gonna do now? We already went through our taste
Okay, cool.
testing.
So now what we could do is we could fucking, now you can ask Polo these questions because he's a bit looser.
Do we have questions?
Frank, pass me another one.
Which one?
Second one.
This one? I do have cold Bud Light seltzers, if you'd like. Again, not sponsored by any of these people. We're just alcoholics. Oh! That's what we needed to talk about. So, Frank, when was the last time you actually had a sip of anything alcoholic?
4, almost 5 years ago.
And so, just for the podcast, and for the sake of drinking mead, you decided to break that spell.
Well, I decided to do this in hopes of having a partnership. You know, like I texted the owner. I'm like, hey, we can do this whole thing. I told him partnership. The whole use this code for a discount for the pod listeners.
Yeah, well, hopefully we'll have that set up and we'll find ourselves a new sponsor. But if not, hey, at least we got some good fucking meat out of it.
Yeah, and they got free advertising out of it.
Well, advertising actually has to reach people for it to matter. So, Polo, save us. Well, we need some fodder here. What are you gonna say? What have you been up to? You got a promotion.
Yes.
I assume it came with a raise.
Yes.
So you gonna be my sugar daddy now?
I don't know. I tend to not, take on dudes that are married.
That's a safe decision. I think you'll be all right there. That's probably a good good line to draw in the sand.
Like, nah, you're married. No thanks.
If you were on this side, maybe. Doesn't even matter about your sexuality. Just.
I mean, if you're the one opening that door.
I don't close doors. That's all I'm saying. Alright, what the fuck are we doing, guys?
We can talk prices and salary later.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
So Polo's your sugar papa now.
Not yet. We haven't discussed
Papa because he's
no,
a
there's
bear.
still business meetings to be had.
There's your question then. What would your desired salary be? Or I'm sorry, your allowance to keep you.
I'd have to ask the wife what she'd rent me out for.
Oh shit! Now we're getting somewhere.
Oh no, yeah, it's her decision. She obviously my wife would be the pimp in this
Obviously.
scenario. Yeah, I can't set my own fucking worth. I don't know what I'm worth. You'd have to ask her.
You remember that fucking TV show Hung?
Do you pay by the inch or the hour?
It all depends on what the action is.
There you go.
Do you remember
What'd
the
you
TV
say?
show Hung?
No,
No.
I don't think I ever watched it.
Well,
I remember
I
hearing about
did, and it inspired me to ask my best friend over there, fucking, be like, hey, you should pimp me out. We'd make fucking money. But she never fucking did.
That's because people, again, just like the advertising, people have to actually want the product for it to be effective.
It'd be hard picking you out, Frank. It would.
No, it wouldn't.
It'd take way too much work
That's what you
than
think.
the income that would come in.
Yeah, you'd get low return. You know, the odds are not in your favor. Well, shit, man. What do I want to talk about? So you mentioned this Ken and Karen stuff on Instagram.
All right, the update.
What happened with them?
So they got word that
Well, who was Ken and Karen, real quick, for the people who didn't listen to the vegan
McCloskeys.
page?
They're husband and wife, lawyers.
They're the ones that were
They're-
standing outside their lawn when the protesters were walking by their gated community with their AK-47s out and just fucking ready to pop off if they needed to.
Yeah. So then, what happened? Yeah. So then they broke down the fucking gate and they claimed that they were trying to get to the governor's house or the mayor's house rather, and McCloskey, the guy, was saying that that's bullshit because the mayor's house is about 9 blocks and a mile from his place.
That's not that long a walk for protesters. They've been walking miles a day.
Yeah.
What the fuck else are they gonna do?
Yeah,
they got nothing
but
else to do.
They're saying that fucking they had to cut through his fucking place.
Did they though? Were they on his property or were they just in front of
Yeah,
it?
they were on his property. They broke the gate because it was a stone wall of a fucking
Right,
perimeter.
but were they actually on his property or just in the gated community? Because if they ever stepped foot on his property, and what state was this again?
Georgia, I think it was.
Is that not like stand your ground law if they come on your
Yeah,
property?
yeah. Georgia has standing
Pop up.
ground
Then
law.
what's the problem? If no one got on their lawn, they had no reason to shoot. Nobody got shot.
Well,
What's
that's
the
why
problem?
they
Why
didn't
did they?
shoot.
So why did they take away their AKs? I'm all for it. I told you if you want to go stand outside your fucking lawn and hold your gun, most people do that in Texas anyway, just for the fuck of it.
Yeah,
hunting squirrels and shit.
They took away their AR to make an example out of them.
This example bullshit. Like,
Yeah.
there's not enough examples out there of people fucking up and getting reprimanded for bullshit things. What do you think, Polo?
I mean, it is your right to bear arms.
They were stupid.
No, I mean, don't get me wrong.
But as we said,
If they're not on your property, is it stupid to just stand out there? Yes. I mean, what is the point?
well,
They're not
when
on your
you-
unless you
I
want to show
understood.
you're like potentially a racist bigot.
No,
And-
man.
and
No,
I
because
mean-
if there was a riot or if there was a group of protesters going by and you've seen riots on the television, whether or not it was in your area or not, you're still being hyper aware of these things because of the media that
But
you're
again,
taking
if
in.
they're not anywhere near
It's
your
just
property,
but they were, because obviously the picture was taken just from the street. They were walking in front of their property. If
yeah,
not,
okay, but they were
my
walking.
point is,
They didn't stop.
I've got no money. Most of my money is in that vehicle in my driveway outside. If I'm just worried about somebody
yes,
throwing
you're a
a
poor bastard.
if people are, but even them, like, they got Mercedeses in the fucking driveway, they've got windows that might get a brick thrown in. You don't know what the fuck, because these things snap. Like, and even if it wasn't the protesters' fault. How many times have you heard of, no proof, right? But we've heard of it, where cops are sent in street clothes to incite a small amount of violence, either just breaking a window or convincing people to start, picking off things on people's yards just to fuck with them. And that allows the police to go in and finally break up this, what it was a peaceful protest, and now it's not a peaceful protest. St. Louis, Louisiana.
Missouri.
Missouri? Yeah. I don't know, man. I didn't have a map. We discussed this earlier.
I mean, again, I get the hypervigilance, but I mean, unless someone is literally stopping in front of your yard, then
maybe I'm desensitized to it because I'm also comparing it to the Karen that fucking had pulled the gun on the two women and one holding a 13-year-old.
Apparently,
what were we missing?
It came out that she was actually pointing to the ground. That is just the way because she was recording from her phone, though it was positioned on her belt or wherever. And it looked like she was pointing at them.
You'd have to give me the backstory on that one.
Okay, so this woman apparently bumped into a couple of African American women in the grocery store with the cart. So the African American women followed her out. This happens to be a 4 or 5 month pregnant white woman. And she gets to her car, and they're standing behind the car yelling at her. Mind you, they haven't put any hands on the vehicle. They haven't put any hands on her. They're just like saying that they're just standing behind her car so she can't back up. Now the husband's in the car as well, so instead of the husband getting out of the car and just like standing in front of the vehicle and the women, he just sits there twiddling with this Peter Whacker in the fucking car. And the wife gets out, and this pregnant white woman gets out, draws a gun, and starts telling her to back the fuck up and get the fuck away. Now I agree that they were harassing her, but you don't pull a gun out without intention and without being threatened with violence. Like, that's just common sense. What happens in that situation, you're supposed to call the cops. But instead she gets out of her car with a pistol. If that was a man who did that to women, or a man that did that to another man, he would have immediately had the cops called on him and thrown in jail. Instead, this woman just backs him up. Nobody calls the cops on her. They just record it on the phone because it's insane and we need to post this everywhere and shit. So I disagree with both parties in that particular situation because they were harassing her, but she didn't need to escalate it directly to fucking armed.
But didn't you just say in today's day and age, with everything we have going on with the protests, can you blame her?
I can.
Can you?
But now my problem is I'm sorry, but if you're in a hormonal rage, it's no different than because you're pregnant for the next 9 months.
You shouldn't be carrying.
I don't think a woman who's pregnant should carry a weapon unless she is literally walking by. Like it's.
So you're.
I don't think she should carry.
You're okay with the.
I think it's the same as.
So what you're saying is though you're okay with this double standard that we pretty much have.
What's the double standard? Which one?
That in certain situations, it's totally non-justified to carry a weapon.
Right. For instance, let me finish the for instance that I got. You cut me off before I finish that.
But like in your previous example, because protesters were walking by, because there's a potential regardless insight, it was okay for them to carry an AK-47.
Incorrect. That's not what I was saying.
You said
no. That was part of the situation.
Right, and you said you couldn't understand why.
Right. So, can I say why? But you're not allowing me to explain the why.
Double standard.
I'm just explaining. I'm explaining the situation, and you're extracting a whole conversation that I haven't said yet. You're assuming that that's the direction I'm going to go in. I rarely go in the direction you think I'm going to go in. My whole point about the Ken and Barbie shit or whatever, Ken and Karen, and the lawyers on their own property.
Ken and Trace their own.
My point was, in whether there were protesters walking outside or not, they have the right to sit outside with their gun as long as they're not pointing at anybody, which is what they were doing. In this situation, they did it with intent to fucking show that they are willing to defend themselves. I don't agree with it. I wouldn't do it. But I believe they have the right to do it.
Both instances of protecting themselves.
Now, let me finish. That was on their own property, period. We have Texas laws here where you can carry a gun in your car without a license because it's an extension of your personal property. Just like your home. I have 2 guns here I don't have a license for because they were gifts. That's just loopholes in Texas. Fuck you people if you don't like it. But that's my prerogative and my right based on the laws of the state. in this situation, what she did was remove that weapon from her personal property. If she wanted to stay in the car and point, and you know, that I would have been okay with. But when she then and there stepped out of her vehicle, she was going towards the conflict, not in an effort to de-escalate, but in an effort to escalate it to the point where they would back down. What it was her pulling a fucking nuclear bomb on somebody that was coming after her with a bayonet. And in this situation, they didn't even fucking slap her, touch the car. And that was my argument last time too, was if they had actually physically, let me finish, if they had physically touched the vehicle, that right there, I'd say get out the car with your gun. Because they have at that point actually physically and by law attacked your personal property, your extension of your home, your vehicle. They didn't do that.
So why did these people follow her out of the store? What was the point?
Right. Why didn't she call the cop before pulling the gun?
Fear of self-safety is enough.
Really?
Hey, like you said, in this day and age, it sounds stupid to say
fear of self-safety, and she wanted to fucking. She was waiting for a reason to pop off.
But think from what I said, due to the angle, the weapon was pointed down.
I didn't see that. Due to the angle, I actually saw it pointing at, and that was my biggest argument last week, was the fact that you don't pull a gun, finger on the trigger, and point it, even your foot, your leg, you don't point it anywhere you're not already ready to shoot and shoot to kill. Because you don't know if you're going to hit a femoral artery or whatever. If she was pointing at the ground, it should have been way more obvious. This was fucking, looked like she was pointing towards belly height. Like if you're trained, you know you don't do that. You point it straight at the ground, in front of your feet, at the ground, in between you and the person, not at belly height, off to the side a little bit, just in case I gotta pop over real quick and snap at somebody that doesn't even have a weapon. This is my biggest point.
But you don't know that they did or did not have a weapon. That's the other problem.
But we do because
look, all you know is two people. All you know is
you're arguing a point when you didn't even see the video though. And when you don't even know the story.
Circumstances are...
She hasn't claimed that she was assaulted with a weapon. She just said she was being harassed. And she pulled a gun because she was harassed. That's like somebody saying, hey, you fucking faggot, you piece of shit, you no good motherfucker. It would piss you off and you would want to pull a gun, but if you pulled the gun, you'd be arrested, not them, right?
I probably would, to be honest. Because again, even though
you would get arrested.
Even though you're verbally harassing me, I don't know what is on your person.
Hey, I'm not saying you shouldn't do it. If you're really that scared and you want, if that's how you protect yourself, I'm just saying legally, it was the wrong move.
Now,
legally.
I'll admit.
That's all I'm going based off of.
Will I completely pull a weapon out if I'm just being verbally harassed? Probably not.
Right, you
will I keep my hand close to a weapon?
But that's not what this woman did. She pulled it out, finger on the trigger, pointed in the general direction, not down, not off to the side like she was ready to pull it, not in her holster, not showing it wherever the fuck she had it. She pulled it ready to use it, with no weapon being held in the hands of the women that were, quote unquote, just harassing her. Now, this is based on the information I'm given. If it comes out tomorrow that those women had a knife, even pepper spray, any sort of implement in their hands that made her fear that she was actually going to be assaulted, then fine. But beyond all of this argument, beyond all of the nuance of this shit, it all boils back down to one thing. Her husband was a little bitch and should have got the fuck out of his car himself. Yep. Fuck your women's fucking rights and all this shit. Bitch was pregnant. She was fighting for two. If it was just him, it would have been one fucking person in danger. If there was any danger to be had at all. Which, to this point, has not been given. No proof of that has been given. That there was any immediate danger on their persons other than
statements of what words were used in this so-called harassment.
Why'd you hit me? Why'd you bump me?
We know that for a fact. That's all. That's all that was said.
It was
there was some racial slurs thrown in there.
And racial, but towards them, right? Wasn't she calling them?
No, towards the white woman.
Calling her cracker and all that shit. Yeah. So? I'm sorry. I got beat up and poked at and made fun of for being a prissy fucking, because I hung out with a bunch of gay guys. I was called a faggot all the time. I was like, you guys are fucking idiots. I'm fucking more girls than any of you fucking pretending to be straight. So fuck you. It didn't bother me. But because we're in this climate, people are allowing themselves to elevate their fucking emotions to such a degree, everybody thinks that the most extreme emotion is the right one to go for. It's a broken society that
she went to that extreme because of her raging hormones.
So you think that? See, and I'm giving her the benefit of the doubt. I'm saying
I don't know if I can give you that one. Like,
I really don't either, because I said that earlier, and I'm kind of fucking biting my tongue. Again, we don't take out shit like that. We only take out like self-incriminating shit. I'll admit when I say something stupid. I said earlier I don't think pregnant women should have a gun. That's a lie. I don't think that. I think a pregnant woman or anybody who has a gun and is carrying it actively every day should have to take some sort of weapons training course. I don't care if it's a 3-day waiting period. If you're buying a gun and you have a 3-day waiting period, they should require at least 1 day of fucking 3 hours of actual training with the type of pistol or type of rifle that person is purchasing every time. Because I can go and fucking train with a pistol and then the next week go train with a fucking AK-47. It's a little fucking different, isn't it?
Shit, I'll piss people off and say to you.
But if you only have to train
mental evaluations.
Well, they already kind of do that, right? The most that they can do, without doing like a full-on psyche eval, which would have to actually have a therapist or a psychologist in the room. The best that they can manage is your history of mental illness, and that was where my point about women going through hormonal changes with pregnancy. Maybe they should be looked at again about carrying a weapon daily, but who the fuck carries a weapon with them when they're pregnant all the time? What the fuck? You're supposed to be at home with your feet up, or fuck, man. I don't know. I'm old-fashioned that way though. I feel like a woman should be pampered when she's pregnant, because damn it, that's a lot of work that their body's going through. Mm-hmm. I appreciate that tradition in what I've experienced in life, because I come from the chauvinistic Hispanic culture, if you want to look at it that way. But it's also a culture that raised me to have a lot of chivalry in my life. I can fucking open the door for a woman, put my coat in a puddle for her to walk over. I proudly do those things, and I don't treat them like, oh, I have to do this just because it's the right thing to do. No, I actually believe that, oh man, I should do this because it's the right thing to do. With joviality and peace in my heart. That's me, man. Fuck up. I like that old school, but there's something to be said about old school machismo. We have friends, Tim and Kim Coulter, they like to say it all the time. They're very, very traditionalist when it comes to the, what's it called, the atomic family? Nuclear family. I was close. You know, there are many people that take it to one extreme with it. Where like, well, no women should really work. I'm not saying that's Tim and Kim. I don't know where they stand on it. I don't follow them very closely with that. But you have that machismo where it's like, no, my woman shouldn't work. And then there's the machismo, well, no, my woman should work. And then there's the machismo where, well, my woman can work, which is where I stand, like, yeah, I'd be happy if my wife could work, and if she wants to work, and wherever we need to meet up, and like if I need to cover half of the fucking dishes because she's taking care of half of the fucking bills, I should probably do that. You know what I mean? It's a give and take situation. But that only works if you believe in the binary fucking structure of a fucking relationship, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. Like, how does it work if you believe everybody should work, nobody should have to do the dishes because we all work so hard? Like, then no fucking dishes get done. Like, where's the give and take here? Everybody's just taking. How do you feel? Are you ever going to get married, Polo?
Probably not.
You ever going to find love?
I think I've given up on that.
Have you given up on love? Why?
Just given up on it.
Now you can give up on a monogamous, eternal relationship, but what about, like, intermittent love?
I think I've just kind of reached the point where I'm solely dedicated on what I want out of life, that the idea of a quote-unquote partner is kind of just like not really there.
Well, I think you're stuck in a traditionalist mindset, though, when it comes to what a partner's supposed to be. Because what if you found somebody just like you? What if you guys ended up falling in love, deciding, hey, we should get married, but maybe stay in our separate apartments and pretend like we're dating the rest of our lives? You know what I mean?
I'm actually not opposed to that.
Right, exactly my point. But you hadn't thought about it until I just said it. Right?
No, I actually had thought about it.
So there is a structure in which you could see yourself getting married.
I could.
The problem is the traditional structure of marriage.
Yeah, I guess it's because my thing is, I'm not very reliant on people.
No?
In general.
I
tend to be self-sufficient.
Self-sufficient.
So I've heard people tell me that you're too independent for a relationship, and it's like, well, that's the way mom and dad raised us to be. So,
and that's very lucky. That's very, because I was raised to be very independent. I needed so much emotionally that I didn't get, and I didn't get like beat up enough to stop being such a pussy about it. You know what I mean? So now that I'm older, I realize like, yeah, I was kind of a little too sensitive. I probably could have not bitched so much about my dad fucking working as much as he did when he came back and bought me a fucking Xbox, you know, or some shit like that. Like, appreciate what you have and what the sacrifices are to get there. A lot of people can't do that. It's only recently that I can do it. So, and we're the male of the species. We learn slow. So I'd give it another 10 years. I think you might be able to find something, because it's not unrealistic or outlandish what you just said. The whole reason you have kind of let it fall to the wayside is because you feel you're too self-sufficient, and that's what people say. Believe it or not, a large population of people out there genuinely want that out of their partner. They want them to be self-sufficient and not necessarily need them all the time. I'm not that guy. I needed my wife to fucking need me around all the time. We're homebodies. We don't hang out with anybody. The most interaction I have with humans, other than like my child and my wife, which I don't consider us humans, we're like a breed of our own. But aside from that, the only time I ever have interaction with humans is this podcast. This is the most I've talked to anybody all week. That's why I don't shut up.
Well, no, I mean, I'm the same way. I tend to keep to myself. It's just kind of like.
But my point is, it'll happen for you, man.
Yeah.
You just don't give up on it. Just if you're not looking for it, you're not looking for it. But I'm not gonna let you give up on it. That's too fun. Love is too fun. You can love me if you want.
Yeah.
You already got the sex part down with Ubers, so you don't need me for that. If all you need is love, shoot me a text, call me. I'll pour the love at you. I fucking love loving. I love everybody. I asked my son the other day, hey Jackson, son, who do you like? Who do you like more in school? I don't know. I like everybody. Like, yeah, I know, but who's your best friend? Like, everybody's my best friend. Like, son of a bitch. Why can't we all act like that? And he's got trouble. People pick on him. There were kids at school before the corona shit. You know, they pick on him because he's got his speech impediment and shit. But he sees no malice in anybody. He just understands, oh, well, they're just in a bad mood now. I'm not talking to them right now. He goes off and plays in the corner all giggity and giggly and giggity too, because he's my son, so. Quagmire. Fuck you. Fuck you guys. I pause for laughter. Alright guys, I'm just rambling here. Oh, what the fuck are we going to say, Frank? We got to wrap this episode up. We've been going on for almost an hour now. Come up to the mic. If you want, I can put my cock there to remind you to put your lips close to it.
What else can I
pay for that show.
There you go. We might make some money after all. Get a sponsor. There we go.
You want to get a donkey as well too?
A donkey? No, that's for the 2nd year anniversary. Alright, this has been the Completely Inappropriate Podcast. Since Frank is fucking stumbling over his words, I'm going to wrap this up. You can find us at Completely Inap on Instagram, Completely Inap with 1P on Twitter, at CI Podcast on Instagram, at completelyinappropriatepodcast@gmail.com with any comments, questions, concerns. If you know anybody that you think would be a good fit for this podcast, for a Skype interview, or anybody in the deep south of Texas, right by South Padre, give us a call, let us know. We'll do Skype, Zoom, whatever the fuck, man. Don't forget to leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts or anywhere you can leave a review. Don't try the other stars; they don't work. You just want to do the 5-star. Don't click those ones. Just trust me, we don't like. So, Frank, what the fuck? Do we tell the people? Wait, shut up. Polo, is there anything you want to say before we wrap this one up?
Same thing I always say. No means no unless it's your safe word.
Nice, dirty bastard. Frank, what do we tell the people?
Be excellent to each other.
Fine. Yo, motherfucking happy. And just try and be a little bit better today than you were yesterday. Just for the fuck. Love you, bye. Say bye, everybody.
Later, guys.
I'm gonna have to shorten that. Oh wait, Frank?
What?
Say bye!